In a case that has left a Harare high school in a state of shock, a Form 6 18-year-old boy hanged himself in a building that is under construction at the school. Events leading to this incident are still hazy. A dark cloud is hanging over the institution as learners and staff members are trying to come to terms with the tragic occurrence. This incident took place on Monday, 13 March 2023. The learner, Prince Taoneshi, used a rope to hang himself. His lifeless body was discovered by two caretakers who were working on the school grounds. The school authorities at Zeterapi High School, through the headmaster, informed police of the incident and the body was eventually removed. It is said that after fondling the girl, the young boy was set to appear before a disciplinary committee at the school. It is alleged that Prince proposed to the girl a week before, but she turned him down. This did not preclude him from taking further action. He is alleged to have grabbed the girl from behind and fondled her breasts when he found her standing next to a wall. The girl screamed for help, and this led to the matter being reported to the school authorities. The boy and girl were then asked to write reports, which they submitted. Prince did as he was told, and he was due to be called in for a hearing on his misconduct. This incident comes after another incident involving a 15-year-old boy in Bulawayo. He had complained of bullying at Hamilton High School. The young learner, Jaden Sodan, is said to have downed a pesticide which ultimately led to his death. This is a very sad incident. In yet another painful incident in the same city, a Form 1 student at a private school in Lubeve is said to have hanged herself in a bedroom in the presence of her 8-year-old sister on Sunday, 12 March 2023. Imagine the trauma that the young girl went through having witnessed her sister's death. The circumstances leading to her suicide are still unclear. Family is still in shock. Suicidal thoughts are a sickness among us. We have often heard people saying he is different. She is withdrawn. She cries a lot. She has no friend. She is difficult to understand. He is always alone. These are ominous signs. So what are the warning signs of someone who is likely to commit suicide? People who commit suicide normally talk about it. They talk about dying. They talk about their personal guilt. They talk about the shame that they're involved in. Continue to repeat what they are experiencing to others, to friends, at times to relatives or people who are close to them. People who commit suicide also are likely to talk about their feelings. These could be feelings of hopelessness, extreme sadness, or having no reasons to live whatsoever. They tend to show unexplained rage and anxiety. Furthermore, people who commit suicide normally change their behavior all of a sudden, become withdrawn. They give away personal items. At times, for those who drive, they drive recklessly. Some begin to take drugs. Some even begin to experiment with beer and any other type of substance. Some begin to eat less. Some begin to sleep less. These are ominous signs that as family, as friends, we should look for. As parents or guardians, friends, relatives, peers, school authorities, neighbors, we should always try to see and try to check for these signs and more. The reason is we need to take action, for suicide can be prevented. There could be more than what meets the eye. We need to get to the bottom of everything, and we need to get help. What kind of help are we talking about here? Some organizations offer counseling and guiding service. Please visit these organizations. They could be churches. In some cases, they are private organizations. Individuals in your communities. People are respectable. Depression is a common condition. No one is immune. We need to look at anything that becomes clear, apparent, and fast is a bad sign. We should talk to our children. Do not leave it to someone else until it is too late. We can collectively save young lives, or any other life for that matter. This is when the expression, your brother's keeper, apply. Two hands are definitely better than one. One of the most annoying sounds we ever make as human beings is, if only I had known. It may be too late by then. Mental health issues are real. We cannot bury our heads in the sand. We can prevent suicide. It is within our power. Generally, there has been a spike in the number of people committing suicide. Indeed, something is rotten in our land. Something is amiss, and the onus is on us as the affected people to do something about it. If we don't take responsibility, we will be responsible for what happens. Having acknowledged that there is a crisis, the next thing is to do something about it. What are the causes of suicide? What is going on? Where are we going? And how do we solve or reduce the impact of this problem in our daily lives? Essentially, we have become a nation of strangers. We keep issues bottled up because the next person is an alien. The communality of yesterday is gone. We stand together, but we are far apart. No one is supposed to know. Each one is on a journey to personal salvation. Mind your own business and live in peace. Yet these three young people talked about their problems. Maybe we could be saying something else, but they kept everything to themselves. This is the modern society. The issue of serious mental health cannot be cast aside. It has been made apparent is a menace in our society, and we are ignoring it. It is starting at home. It goes to school. It eventually finds itself at the workplace or hustling place. He is different is a very dangerous thing to say about someone acting in a weird manner. The man needs help. The woman needs assistance. As families, as parents, we have become preoccupied with the quest for money. This is because the economy is in a bad shape. We ignore our roles and our mandates as parents, our responsibility to look after children. Parents snap at the slightest provocation. They cannot simply have close relationship with their children. As parents, we do not have close relationships with our children. Our stress levels are dangerously high. Subsequently, relationships suffer irreparable damage. We are obsessed with livelihoods. In addition to this, peer pressure has compounded the problem. That is what everyone is doing, we say. Who am I to be left behind? I have to conform. People do not realize that conformity is a misnomer and unanimity is a pipe dream. People cannot dare to be different lest they be perceived to be abnormal. Could this have served Prince? Could this have served Jaden? Could this have served the young girl? Did they want to be like their peers? This is disastrous, and it pushes people to extremes, and in the process, it brings chaos. It brings disaster in our lives. Stereotyping is another problem that has contributed to a lot of emotional stress. Gender roles and lopsided notions have had a huge impact on the growing tension within relationships, within groups, in schools, and even at home. Equality and equity are issues that are discussed on a daily basis, and this has had negative impact on children as they grow up. These explosive concoctions have had negative repercussions on our young children. Even old people are also affected. Keeping things to themselves, being considered strong, mending your own nets is like burying our heads in the sand. It is futile, I say. And where is the church? That's $1 million question. The church is supposed to be a haven for those who are in pain. This volatile situation is frightening. Finally, there is the issue of sexuality. These issues are considered a taboo at home. Parents do not pass on information to their children. And when the information is passed to the children, it may be from an unreliable source. Before you can say Jack Robinson, your child is misled into wayward behavior. The results are disastrous, and it may be too late to save the situation. The blame game is as catastrophic as it is poisonous and unfortunate. In fact, it is a waste of valuable time. What we need to do as a community, as communities, as people, as families, is to search for the answers. That is our priority. I believe, and I strongly do so, that sunset heralds a new day. Nelson Mandela once said, everything appears impossible until it is done. What then can be done? One thing for sure is we need to reach out. It is not a sign of weakness. Crying has been known to be therapeutic. It heals. Keeping emotions bottled up inside us is very dangerous. Young children have to be taught that it's time to be open. candid talk can do wonders. Sharing, psychologists say, lessens the burden on emotional turmoil. The sex therapist can come in handy. Counseling has been known to help as long as people involved are ready to grasp the advice and grapple with their personal problem. The church also has a mandate to redress social discord. Today's family has become fractious. There is need to restore the lost family values. What do we value? Which is primary? Is it money and material things or natural feelings? Families are made up of angry, confused, and frightened individuals. If we make mistakes while trying to do something positive, we can praise ourselves. Not doing anything about it is tragic. It behoves each one of us to assume responsibility. Today's victim may belong to another family. Tomorrow it may be your own child. Education is a very important aspect of life, so is sharing. Not everyone is guilty. We need patience and common sense. As soon as one commits a crime, he or she comes back to his senses. When the poison cascades down your throat into your stomach, in most cases it is too late. When the rope is around your neck, at times we can't reverse the situation. We all have a duty to rescue, to help, to offer sanctuary to the distressed. It's none of my business is a very retrogressive approach to life. It is never too late to say I am sorry or thank you for the correction. Words can move mountains, but actions speak louder than words. Together we can make a society peaceful and nurture the young towards understanding humanity and help the old to retrieve lost values. Collaboration, participation, and involvement can help society to become strong again. We can walk tall, but we can only do that if we work together. May the souls of the young children who lost their lives rest in eternal peace. We wish to save those we can. As we look to the future, let's work together. Police, parents, family members, relatives, peers, colleagues, school authorities, and any other people who are involved in social issues. We can put our heads together. These are unnecessary happenings. We can reduce the menace, and together we can.